my god. Good morning. It is currently, well, I mean, it's really not morning, it's 12:30 in the afternoon, but I got a late start today. But it is October 29th, and welcome to the first episode of a new series that we're going to be doing on the channel called Sunday Coffee. Now, I know that I'm mostly in like YouTuber mode all the time, right? But this is going to be a way for me to not do that and talk to you guys more on like a personal level than like on stream or like other stuff like that. So this is going to be a fun series for me. So I'm going to talk, I'm going to drink some coffee, and this coffee from this week is from Abracadabra Coffee in Vermont. My parents picked it up and gave me a bag of it, and it is delicious. If you guys have any coffee brands you want me to try, comment down below. That's going to be kind of like one of the things. I want to like do different stuff, like give me, I love coffee. I'm addicted. Give me brands. Let's just go from there, okay? Now, that it being the first episode, I'm going to pretty much talk about everything that interests me or that I've seen on the news or I've seen on Twitter or stuff like that. And I think it's a good first episode to talk about gaming, period, right now. Like, this is not only going to be just about gaming, it's going to be about a lot of other things too. But there's been a lot of controversy, so to speak, in the gaming world of people being like, gaming is not as fun as it used to be anymore, which I agree with, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. And that also gaming is just lackluster and these companies don't care anymore and stuff like that. And I think that most of that is true, right? We have Modern Warfare 3 coming out in, you know, it's not that far away. I'm bad at math. Shut up. But, you know, multiplayer games, especially games like Call of Duty, are not the same as they used to be, mostly because they're harder, right? What we've played from Modern Warfare 2019 to now, it's much harder than what we were playing back in the day. Much harder. The movement, gunplay, you know, it's a completely different game, right? It has made the casuals not want to play Call of Duty as much anymore. And also a big part of it with like COD, Valorant, CS is the money. There's a lot of money in esports. Even though esports is probably in one of the worst states it's ever been in right now, there's still a ton of money in it. Like, there really is. Like, the problem is that it's not sustainable, which I'm going to save that for another episode. That's a whole nother tangent I want to go on. But gaming has become like, you know, it's like almost as big as a professional sport. Like, players get paid, like, I think the starting salary for CDL players $50K a year, which is still pretty damn good. Like, do I think it'll be in the millions? That depends on how the next couple of years go, but still, you can make a living off of it. And that's one of the reasons that why gaming just isn't the way that it used to be, because like we all used to just play that shit for fun, right? Like, now we're all playing it to make a career because we all don't want to sit behind a desks. I say we don't want to sit behind a desks for the rest of our life unless we have a controller in our hands, which is like pretty up there, dude. But it's not the same. And I understand it. It's definitely a lot more competitive in the competitive scene wise, like much more competitive than it used to be, because people are just exploding onto the scene left and right. Like, it's nuts. It's absolutely crazy. The other thing is that like tournament prize pools are probably like quadruple of what they were in like 2011 to present day. Like, what was the ALGS prize pool was what? It was $2 million. $2 million. It was $2 million. Prize pool for ALGS. That is crazy. That's crazy. For an esports event, I think it is I don't know if it's the highest prize pool we've ever had in esports, but I think it's pretty damn close, which is kind of awesome. I mean, dude, I loved watching ALGS. It was amazing. But the thing about why gaming isn't a lot of fun anymore is multiplayer games are just not it. Overwatch was a failure. CS2 isn't doing great. Call of Duty has been in the shitter for like 5-6 years now. Like, it's just not fun, right? And the thing is that a lot of the other like FPS shooters like Titanfall and all these other shooters that we had that we really liked, like I remember playing like MAG and stuff on PlayStation like back in the day. We don't have games like that anymore, right? Like, those games exploded onto the scene and had a massive following. Now it's like COD Apex, Valorant, CS, Siege. It's kind of the big ones right now. And they're, I mean, I guess like X-Define, but X-Define has been delayed like a million times. And there's just not a lot of breakthroughs anymore. And also, I think, you know, when we were all stuck inside for 2 years, I think that had a lot to do with like us having fun again. And now gaming isn't that much fun anymore because of COVID, it exploded. And it's just not as much fun as it used to be because there's a lot more money in it now, especially with like streaming and content creation and stuff like that. Like, trust me, I want to be a great streamer, but like I mostly care about my community having fun and stuff like that, and like watching me play fun shit. Like I know Call of Duty isn't the greatest game in the world, but I stream it because I like it. I still honestly like playing Warzone 2. Like it's not because like, trust me, I have my problems with that game. Don't get me wrong. I think I've made a million videos on this channel about how much I hate that game sometimes, but it's still fun to me. Like I can hop on and play whatever, you know, like Caldera's gone and stuff like that. But like I wasn't gonna play Caldera anyway. None of us were playing Caldera, but single player games have been absolutely incredible recently. Spider-Man, Elden Ring, you know, Tears of the Kingdom, like tons and tons and tons of single player games. Even Cyberpunk, the new expansion for Cyberpunk, which we're gonna start this week on this channel probably, is so goddamn good. It is so good, dude. Like, single player games are running the show, and I'm actually okay with that right now. Like, I don't see a multiplayer game winning Game of the Year. It's just probably not going to happen, right? Like, it's most likely not going to happen because all of them are bad. And I think, like, one of the biggest reasons why, you know, multiplayer games aren't fun anymore is because they're just not fun, period, anymore. Like I've said, like, Call of Duty sucks. Like, the maps are trash, like, and stuff like that. And I just don't think that we have the vibe of, like, all right, we're gonna hop on with the boys like we did in Verdansk and stuff like that. Like, it's not the same, bro. Like, you have to do a magnitude of things. And again, this is all my opinion. You have to make a good game. One, the game has to be good. Number two, you have to create a area where all of your friends can play. Like, that was why Destiny was really good for a long time. And that is another episode that we gotta talk about. Damn. Speaking of bad multiplayer games, you know where I'm going with this one, bro. But we don't have the vibe that we had in, like, OG Fortnite and Verdansk and Black Ops 2 and 3 anymore. Like, we just don't have that. Like, it's just lackluster games being released by these publishers with billions of dollars, Activision, and nobody gives a shit, right? Like, I was so pumped for Halo Infinite when it came out. Like, so pumped for it, and I didn't love it. I really didn't. It's not that it doesn't feel like Halo, it's just like, when it was released, like, now it's fun. Now I play it a pretty decent amount, but when it was released, it just wasn't good. Like, it wasn't good. Like, all these games coming out on release, like, by the time they fix them, half of the community is left. Like, I don't know, man. It's really weird, but, you know, things look like they're coming up, but we'll pray it gets better, but I don't know, man. Whatever. Leave your guys' comments down below, man. I want to know your guys' opinions on stuff. Like, if you have any games that I missed that you want me to talk about. If you guys have anything that you want me to talk about on this, you know, thing that we're doing, you know, let me know below. And I would love to read you guys' comments and, you know, talk to you guys about it on this channel and stuff like that. But I'm gonna go edit for, like, the next millennia. And, yeah. Happy Sunday. I almost forgot. Make sure that you guys check out Shadowpoint GG, my gaming organization that I love so dearly. We have a new clothing line coming out and a little surprise after it. Drop them a follow as well. You can also follow me on all my socials, and I stream pretty often. So, yeah, it's probably the only time I'm going to self-promote. It's the first episode. Bite me.